We'll ask Coach Burt to make an opening statement, and then we'll open up for questions when he's through. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Thanks for everybody being here today. It's been a wonderful day here in the City of Champions, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We choppered over from Duquesne. It's a joke. We're really excited about what this year brings. We have the youngest and the tallest team in the Atlantic 10 this year, and you know, we're graduated a piece in Meg McConnell, the first WNBA player that the Atlantic 10 has had since 2016, and obviously that's a big piece to graduate. But since Meg made the roster in Phoenix, our kids have understood very simply that this is now their team, and they have accepted that. And Meg was such a great captain in leading us in so many different ways that our players have that's really rubbed off on our players. And I feel like we have 12 or 13 captains on our team right now. The energy and the juju, everything you can say positive about your team is where we're at right now after a really good summer and a really good September. And so we're really excited about what this year is going to bring.
Questions?
Jack Morgan, A10 Talk. Dan, just talk about how, when you're losing Meg McConnell, when you're losing Jeremy Kiaku, just how does that kind of influence how you look at how to build your team in this day of the transfer portal and just incoming freshmen?
So the transfer portal has affected everyone, obviously. We had 10 players that could return. 8 of our players did return. Journey unfortunately went to Indiana, to the Hoosiers to play, and Journey's a great kid, and we don't miss a beat. What happened was the 8 players that came back were all guards, and we got them into the film room, and we talked about, hey guys, we're not going to go into the portal and recruit any guards. We're only going to recruit post players, and we need you guys to be partners with us to help get these post players to our campus so that we can have a successful team. And we did that. We're really excited about our posts. Raven Washington is a freshman from Harrisonburg, Virginia, who's 6'5", 6'6", and is the most athletic post player I've coached in 29 years of Division I basketball. Harriet Ford from Omaha was the leading rebounder out of all freshmen in the transfer portal this past year, and she's got an old school Tommy Heinsohn-like hook shot and is very physical. And then Maya Rokel, who is from Germany and played a freshman year at Gardner Webb, where she averaged 6 rebounds a game in limited time, has really been someone who's accepted the spotlight. She's a great defender. She's a great screener. She's a great rebounder. And the system that we play, which is unique to anybody else in the Atlantic 10. Frankly, there's only 2 other teams that we know of in women's basketball, Tennessee and Arkansas State, that play the way that we do. We didn't have a lot of balance last year. We were second in the nation in made 3-point field goals with 11 per game. This year, I'd love to make 11 again. But now we have post players that are really effective scoring the ball, and so we'll have much more of a balance when we look to score.
Keeping the ritual alive, Dan, with the during exact question. Dan, Zach Weiss, Atlantic10.com. The intentionality behind the system that you use, what did you learn without giving too much away from year one, whether it's rebounding, sub-in, sub-out patterns? Just what did you learn from that system, and how do you hope to make it even more effective in year 2 of it?
Well, for everyone in the room to understand, our system is based off of what Jim Crutchfield runs in men's Division II. And if you're familiar with Coach Crutchfield, he's about 135-3 over the last 4 years and has won 2 national championships at the Division II level. We press on every make and every miss. We trap the rebounder. We trap over half court. We shoot a ton of threes, and we sub about every 2.5 minutes. Last year, because of Meg and Journey to a lesser degree, but certainly Meg, there was a little bit of a hierarchy, and Meg played 34, 35 minutes. Right now, we're subbing in 5 in and 5 out every 2 minutes. and our players have really bought into that. And so I think there's a psychological edge to it in the fact that when we sub 5 in and 5 out, they literally run onto the floor. And if you're the opponent, that's fine. That's cute for the first quarter, maybe the second quarter. But by the time you get to the third quarter, and if you're a team that only plays eight kids, or 9 kids, when you have that wave of 5 fresh bodies coming at you every 2 minutes, it certainly does something for you. It's something against your opponent psychologically. We've got to rebound the ball a little bit better, especially offensively. I think that we have the lineups to do that. We're too deep at every position, and we'd like to rebound a little bit better. We'd like to score it in the post, like I mentioned earlier, and we will be able to do that with the additions that we have from the transfer portal. Otherwise, you're going to see, instead of Meg staying on the floor, you're really going to see a true 5 in and 5 out every 2 minutes or so.
Coach, Nick Firmbaugh, Duquesne Student Television. As far as I see, everyone except for 3 players on your team are sophomores or freshmen. Is that kind of contributing to why you're thinking of running more of a rotational set for the season? Or
no, this is the system that we ran last year, and this is the system that we'll run until I'm no longer the head coach at Duquesne. And so we don't have any seniors on our roster, and even our juniors are really not juniors; they're juniors academically, or even seniors academically. We're waiting word on Raina Green and Rami Kiatu about getting additional years of eligibility for them. And so the only true junior on our team is Dunya, the Serbian player who's from UTEP. And so the reason why we sub is because I've got 13 really good basketball players, and we're too deep at every position, and that's the way this system works. Everything is a mad sprint. If you do not sprint, the system does not work. And so you have to sprint, and we wear people out, very simply. So you have to sub every 2 minutes.
Actually, one last quick question. Because you said there's no seniors, who are you turning to for possibly that veteran leadership going through the season?
I think all of them. Mackenzie sitting here beside me is our leading returning scorer with about 8 points a game. And very frankly, I'll say that she's the leading returning scorer in the A10 who didn't get named to a preseason all Atlantic 10 team. And we'll use that as a chip on our shoulder throughout the year. I think it's frankly a travesty that she's not a member of one of the preseason all-conference teams. Write that down. So I would say from a leadership standpoint, like I mentioned in my opening statement, Meg did such a fantastic job of being a leader every day and being a team captain. And our players then accepting that and learning from that all through the whole last 2 years where Meg was a leader has really developed us into having 12 or 13 captains. And I really don't know who the true leader of the group is. You could pick any of them on any given day. We have a wonderful group.
Mac, obviously an accomplished year last year. Just what did you get out of the year, just from a team perspective, from a personal growth perspective, and how did you allow that to attack this off season into this season?
Yeah, I think last year, just being able to get such good minutes in all the intense games that we had last year, especially in the conference portion, really just gave me a lot of experience that I'm going to implement this coming year. And I think that over the off season, I worked a lot on becoming a better ball handler and being able to attack the basket more. So in addition to 3-point shooting, I think that will allow me to help my team win more games.
As a follow to that, you've had the opportunity as a sophomore to now be considered a leader as everybody else has. How much of a privilege is that, having that opportunity, not just having the green light on the floor, but the green light with your teammates as well?
It's such a privilege, and I'm really grateful to have gotten that experience from last year, because I think that's allowed me to become a better leader, especially learning from Megan last year and all of the other seniors that we had. They really allowed me to learn a lot, and I'm very grateful for that.
I'll go again. Why not? Dan, another big returner is Nadia. Just in what ways has Nadia found ways to find more consistency within her game and find her next?
I believe that Nadia and Mackenzie have come back in elite shape. Both of them look fantastic and have added significant amounts of muscle, and I think that's going to benefit both of them. Obviously with Nadia, some of her shot selection last year could have been a little bit better. That's a work in progress, and she has been much better through the summer and this early fall. But in our system, we want you to take the shot. We're not interested in making 5 passes and running a pattern. If you're open, you let it fly. Mac's a great example of that. Mac's range is probably to 30, 32 feet, I would imagine. And we don't bat an eye when she catches it in transition and lets it fly. It's going to be a unique year. It's going to be a unique style. You saw it last year. I think you're going to see the full implementation of it this year because the roster that we built is perfect for the way that we're playing, as opposed to last year where we didn't get as much scoring from the posts, and our posts couldn't quite pressure the ball in the full court the way this group can. Nice shirt, Zach. Did you get a bowl of soup with that?
All done?